Hello and welcome, this is Orsi and this is gonna be a collaboration with Donna from The Blonde Psychic. We're doing a reading about messages from your shadow self, and we're also gonna run a giveaway so you can win a reading from either of us. I'm gonna leave every rule and all the details how to enter the giveaway and also timestamps for the piles in this reading, also her video in my description, so please check those out, like, subscribe, do those all nice things. You don't have to enter the giveaway, you can just enjoy this reading as well. Also check the dates because you might find this video after it was done. So we will have 3 piles. Pile number 1 with the red star, pile number 2 with this little smile bean, and pile number 3 with a shell. All piles have 3 cards for past, 3 cards for present, and 3 cards for future, also an oracle to clarify the messages, and an advice card to close the reading. So you can choose based on your intuition or your favorite number or the items I showed you. And like I said, timestamps are down below, and let's get into pile number 1. So hello pile number 1, if you chose this little tiny red star or the number 1, then this is gonna be your reading. Your 3 tarot cards are the Queen of Cups, the 8 of Wands in the reverse, both are in the reverse, and the Page of Wands upright. Also you have the Resilience card from the Queen of the Moon oracle. So this definitely talks about you having difficulty to not just control your emotions, but because that sounds really bad, but loving yourself, because the Queen of Cups in the upright is someone who doesn't just love themselves, but they can extend that self-love to others easily, because they don't lose themselves when they love someone else. And even though it's a queen, it's not gender specific, it's just a feminine energy, so you can be whatever, it doesn't matter regarding this reading. But like I said, it's in the reverse, which means you probably struggled with self-love, and because of that, loving others fully or letting others into your life fully. Because the 8 of Wands is about an energy that, when it's upright, it's a lot of things all at once coming at you, but you can decide and see what you need to focus on. But if it's in the reverse, it means that things are overwhelming, and we feel overwhelmed usually when we don't know how we feel exactly. But because we have the Page of Wands here as well, your shadow self is trying to say that even though you went through, or it might be still affecting you, but this stage, you still didn't lose every open and curious energy to learn how to deal with all those emotions you need to deal with, all those feelings you're feeling inside. And also because it's a Page of Wands, it kind of feels like your shadow self tried to push you into some artistic way of dealing with these feelings, finding a creative outlet for your feelings. You might, I don't know if you actually use this and did something creative to find a way to express your feelings without saying them out loud, but your shadow self definitely wanted you to do that. And we also have the Resilience, which is a great card to be here, because it shows that whatever you went through, it definitely built you stronger, because we go through hard times and hardship, and I mean most of the time we get stronger, because if we don't, then we're going to repeat the whole thing until we get stronger. And because we have the Page of Wands, I would say that you started to work with this creative energy, something that made you passionate. It doesn't have to be artsy, so it's not necessarily painting or writing or singing or dancing, anything like that. It can be a creative mathematical problem solving, or I don't know what other people do, you know, but anything that requires out of the box thinking. And I hope you started doing that, because that's definitely something that your shadow self wants you to do and wanted you to do regarding your past. It's a way to deal with all the feelings and all the emotions and sort them out properly. Okay, let's see what the message is regarding your present. Your present, we have the King of Wands, so progression, the Eight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. We also have discernment. So two things are coming through. One of them is you did something with that creative energy and you evolved, because this is a progression from the Page into the King, which is the most evolved in their suits. But because we have this figure here with the Eight of Swords between a king and a queen, it might talk about parents or parent-like figures in your life, and they can be very, you know, grounded and very on top of everything, and that makes you feel like, you know, you're lost and you don't find a solution. In this case, discernment is here to tell you to find the reason why you think that other people's success and other people's emotional wholeness frightens you and makes you feel like you can't find that for yourself. But if it's not, if your parents or, you know, people like parent in your life, can be teacher or a mentor or something like that, it's not present, then it's definitely what I said, that you either picked up that artistic way of dealing with your feelings, or your shadow self is telling you that right now it's time to do that. You need to start working with something where you can learn how to handle your feelings, because you are at a stage where when things start to get anxious, it's because you start having those conversations in your head, and you know, you start seeing the worst in everything, which is not good, obviously. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles, which means that, like I said, if it's not a parent figure, it means that you can reach that stage where the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very stable, not just financially but emotionally. The queens are all that, you know, they all learned how to deal with their emotions. And the Queen of Pentacles is like someone who's like a walking hug, who take cares of others, and just someone who extends themselves in a way that they don't lose themselves. And this is a big lesson and a big message that your shadow self is trying to get to you. And the discernment is the same. If it's you, you know, you're still, this card is still about you, it doesn't matter which scenario. And the advice for this, or the clarifying info for this one, is to don't let your fears get the best out of you. If you find yourself in a situation where you're, you know, worried for something, sit down and make a list and see what is in your control and what is out of your control. And if, you know, you have that list, look at the things that is out of your control, and then just take a deep breath and let it go, because you can't do anything about them. Then take another deep breath and look at the things you can actually do something about, and, you know, start making a plan to move forward and solve them, because that can help you not to feel so anxious all the time. But I'm definitely feeling that you're evolving regarding this matter, because we have the king after the page, which is always good. And obviously, because this is a shadow work, a shadow self reading, this is not about, you know, being happy and all the time, because this is just not about that. It's how we can learn to deal, and how we can work with those energies. That's what's the important thing. So let's check your future messages. For the future one, oh nice, we have the Knight of Cups, great. Eight of Cups, nice. I mean, after that it's nice. And also the Fool, even better. And Hunger, okay, very, very good. So if you decide to do the work and, you know, listen to your shadow self, you're gonna reach a stage regarding how to handle your feelings and how to manage them. Not the top, because this is just a night, but this is a space and stage where you can move forward. You know, you can be energetic and know how to use them more than not. It's not it doesn't mean that you're not going to make a mistake, obviously, and you don't fall back sometimes to that place where you think you can't love yourself or others. But the Knight of Cups is going ahead and, you know, make other people's enthusiastic and just that romantic feeling and passionate feeling when you love life. That's what this card means to me. So seeing this in this reading means you will have much more often happier days than not, which is awesome, because I love seeing progression, obviously, in these type of readings. And we also have the Eight of Cups, which is a card that talks about walking away from something that you heavily invested in emotionally. And that's not an easy decision, because it doesn't have to be a wrong or toxic situation. It's just something that served its purpose, and it's time to let go. It can be a relationship or a job, or just, you know, even a self-care practice. Maybe you need something, you know, something new, because whatever you did, it served its purpose. It was useful, but now it's time to move. And we have the Fool, which is, I think it's just great when we have future cards, because it talks about taking a risk, but being brave about something. And I still would say it can be about something, a creative project, maybe. You know, maybe you don't know if it's gonna do anything, but maybe it will. You will never know until you try, and you don't want to live your life with regret, obviously. Of course, your shadow self will never tell you to act foolish, but it will tell you to look at the brighter side of life more often. And with these cards, I think you will get there pretty quickly, actually. And we have the Hunger Moon, which is finding that passion, finding what feeds your soul. And it also talks about that decision, you know, it's a wolf, and you know, that old saying where we have two wolves inside and we decide which one we feed. So your shadow self is trying to remind you that this work that you're doing with your shadow work, it's not, you know, just once done and then we're closing the book and it's over. Unfortunately, we have to do this all the time. You know, we have to choose ourselves all the time. We have to walk away from things that are not serving us anymore most of the time, you know, because we live in cycles. And once a cycle is finished, a new one starts. And once it started, it will end at some point. So it's just a reminder to be mindful about negative thoughts. Don't feed them. If you start feeling like, you're feeling lost or feeling hopeless again, just try to be a bit more like, oh, stop yourself when you notice that, and just list 3 things that you're grateful for, because I swear that's gonna help you. Being grateful always helps to feel better. If you can find 3 things, and you will find it much more easily than you think. But if you don't find 3, just find 1. And the fact that you're breathing can be already something that you can be grateful for. So that's your future, and let's close the reading with the advice card, which is, oh, the forget-me-not. It's always remain true to your intentions, which is very nice advice, because it talks about being honest, you know, because that's how you can love yourself better and others, if you remain true to your intentions, you know. You don't let other people tell you how to live your life and what to do with your life and how to deal with your emotions, or don't lose yourself, you know. Forget me not. Think about this. Forget me. Don't forget yourself when you enter a relationship. Doesn't matter what kind. That's a very, very big message for you. Don't forget yourself, because without the me part, you are not whole. Obviously, you're not you. So yeah, that was your reading. Hope you liked it. Please like this video, share, subscribe, and check the other video that Donna did. And please come back and tell me, you know, if you got messages that were resonating. I hope it was useful. I really do. If you want to book a reading with me, you can find the information down below. But if not, then I was just very happy that I could do this reading for you. And yeah, have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this smile bean, then this is going to be your reading. We have 3 cards for your past messages. So let's start with those. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups, but in the reverse, which is good. Oh, the 10 of Cups. Interesting. And the Hangman. Also, we have power. I see. Okay. So, the main message is that you either lost something that you thought that would be your forever and after and everything, and you know, it was an actual thing where you find someone, you find her happy, forever happy, and then you lost it for some reason, or it was something that you felt like would lead into this perfect happiness. But regardless, there is a loss with the 5 of Cups, but because it's in the reverse, it means that you're so slowly starting to pull out of this feeling and place. And your shadow self is trying to tell you that you need to change your perspective on whatever it was, because this might not have been your forever and after all. And you know, it might felt that to you, but because we have the Hangman, it kind of feels like it wasn't, and your shadow self knows something about the situation or the person involved. It can be, it doesn't have to be a person or romantic thing. It can be, you know, a job that you thought that it would be your job forever, and then, I mean, we have the pandemic, so it might be that it hit and you lost your job, and you now feel that you lost everything. But that's not true, because you will find your power. The full moon is, I mean, I love this card, it's so beautiful, and it just illustrates so nicely how you can find that inner power and use it. And if you do, I don't know, any energy work or, you know, witchy practice, I definitely think you, next full moon, just write down your intentions on a piece of paper and either do some spell if you know any, or if you don't, just write down your intentions and then burn it, you know, to send it off to the universe, because you will find that strength, because your shadow self knows that you have that anything that's missing to find this Ten of Cups. It's not lost forever, and you will get through that loss that you're feeling, you know. You're slowly starting to moving out from it, which is great. Okay, let's see what the present messages are. We have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Oh, Three of Pentacles. That's good. And the Emperor. Oh, wow. Also purity. So, right now you might feel like you're a bit stuck. You know, you want to move forward, but you find that the road is blocked, or you can't find an opening. But that's just, you know, a current just space, because you need to find that, you know, new perspective, because there is teamwork and support here. And if you don't have a support system, you know, a close and real friendship group or family members you can rely on, then it means that they are coming, or they are somewhere near you, and you need to be open up about it. Like I said, you need to get out of that lost place where you just think about all the things you lost and you don't look away and look forward, because there are people here who would work with you, and it can be actually something that would relate to a job, because it's the Pentacles. And I'm very hopeful and optimistic for you, because we have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is someone who's very stable, who has the higher advantage, because they sit on a throne and, you know, have a stable country that they can rely on, they can run it, and they reach that point to be the Emperor because they worked for it. Which means that once you start moving, because like I said, this is for right now, you might feel stuck, but it just means that things are slow. But once you find these people, or you let them help you, you will find your place. And it can mean very well some entrepreneurship, you know, like starting a job from home, or joining someone and do something with them. But what's important is, with the purity, never lose sight of why you're doing this, and your why needs to be an absolute and honest thing that's not self-serving, because it has to come from a place where you want good things, not just for yourself but for everyone else involved, because it's going to be a teamwork. And for it to be a good and honest teamwork, it needs to be, you know, the foundation needs to be honest. But if you can do that, you will find this Emperor place, which is awesome. And because, see, we have this little creature here, it also a little warning from your shadow self not to walk all over other people when you start, you know, climbing that ladder. It's important to not use people when things starting to move, because then you can fall back, and fall back hard. Okay, that was your present. Let's see your future. Okay, your future. Oh, we have Judgment, but in the reverse. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, also darkness. Darkness is a card about shadow work, so your future definitely holds more shadow work. And interesting that the Judgment is reversed. Maybe finding that different point of view that we saw in the previous Hangman card is going to take more effort than you think. because the Judgment card is about finding your true self, accepting your past mistakes and integrating them into your current one, because you wouldn't be who you are without making mistakes in the past. But because it's in the reverse, it means that you have a hard time doing that still. You're gonna have a hard time. So that's why darkness is here, because you need to do a lot more shadow work in the future. Maybe you can start reading books about it, or start working with some system that you think would help. It can be tarot readings or journaling, or, like I said, reading books about the subject, something that would help you understand why you can't accept this part of yourself, you know, all the part of yourself, because it takes time, and it will take some time. And of course it's not an end, it's just in the future, which, like I said, it means that your shadow self wants you to know that the work is a lot, but you can do that, and you should do it because it will help. And also, because we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, it sometimes might feel like you're losing control of everyday things, because you will feel that there's too much responsibility, you know, work and home life. Maybe the new job that you will find, or the new partnership in some area, will be demanding at times. But it will get better, because we have the Ace of Cups here. And the Ace of Cups is not just about a romantic new start, which can talk about love, a new relationship, but it's about finding something that you're passionate about, and it can be creativity, a creative project, or, like I said, new love, or a new phase in a romantic relationship if you're in one already. So after all these work, and after juggling these responsibilities for a while, you will find a new appreciation for something that's regarding love, or just something that you feel passionate about, which is not a bad thing. And let's see your advice card. We have Daffodil, the sun shines brighter when you are here, which is the Ace of Cups, actually. I mean, of course it can talk about you, but I feel like this is talking about that person that the Ace of Cups means. And the message here with the final advice is appreciate the people in your life. And not just a new romantic, you know, or a renewed romantic interest, but all the people you're gonna work with, your support system. You need to appreciate them and do the work, because once you accept that you made mistakes in the past and that made you who you are today, things will get easier. It's not an easy work, I'm not saying that, but you can do that. So yeah, that was your reading. Hope you liked it. Please like this video if you did, and comment down below if you resonated. If you need help and you would like to book a reading with me, you can find all the information down below. Please check out Donna's video, and hope I will see you in the next one. But if not, if this was all that you watched, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope it helped. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this shell, then this is going to be your reading. Let's check your 3 tarot cards regarding your past messages from your shadow self. We have Temperance in the reverse. We also have the Sun in the reverse. Okay, major arcanas already, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And we also have Abundance. Interesting, with all the reversed energies. Temperance is about balance, but it's about a higher level of balance. It's like a card about karmic charity, so to speak. When you reach a point in your life, then you realize that you don't just want to take from life and from others and from everything, but you want to give back. But it's in the reverse, which means that you still haven't found that place. For some reason, you're either giving too much. It very well could be that you give yourself to others too easily and they don't return the favor, so to speak. So you feel like you're always just giving and giving and giving in a relationship. Or on the other hand, it could be that you're always just taking and taking and taking. But anyway, the point is that you're not finding that healthy balance where you not just take but give, but not just give but take as well. Because it's important to take out what's ours. You know, balance is not achieved just by giving. And we also have the sun, which would be a very harmonious and happy period in life if it would be upright. But because it's in the reverse, it's still not bad because it's the sun, but it just means that you're close to finding happiness, finding your happy place, or, you know, experiencing happiness for a long time, but you keep missing it. And it could be just because you're not finding that balance. And the Queen of Swords is in the reverse. The Queen of Swords is someone who, it doesn't have to be, you know, it's not gender specific, it's just that it's a feminine energy. But a Queen of Swords is someone who knows what they say. They know that their words carry a weight. But because it's in the reverse, it sometimes means that, you know, you can be a little bit bitchy, so to speak. You know that feeling when we lash out because we feel hurt and we don't think about how our words gonna hurt someone, because we don't think about how others have feelings as well, because in that moment when we feel hurt, we just think about ourselves. And I think it's one of the tendencies that you have. You might say things to other people that you regret later. And you don't do it because, you know, you're a horrible person. This is nothing like that. It's just, you know, the first defense is offense. But we have abundance, which would be great if the sun would be upright. So I think your shadow self definitely wants to empathize the fact that even though you have to work with some stuff regarding shadow work, it's not that much, because you're close to abundance, you're close to finding that place where you can have everything. You just need to find a little more balance with it, which is great. So let's check what the current situation is to see what the messages are for that. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. What's with the reverse is the Hierophant. And the Page of Swords. Also with creation. Okay. So, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is an opportunity when it's upright. It's an opportunity that talks about going down a lot of little roads because you don't know which one is going to lead to success. One of them is going to, but you need to go through all of them because it's not sure. But you know, you have to do that. But currently it's in the reverse, and I think it's because the Temperance is in the reverse. This is very much what would change this opportunity, or these opportunities to be available to you. We also have the Hierophant, which normally means traditional, someone, you know, a teacher, but for here I think it's actually an advice from your shadow self to think outside of the box. Don't go with the tried and true. because if you can fix this, you know, if you can turn this upside down, and I think it's a beautiful card, but that's my opinion, you can, you know, find these little roads, and you can, you know, you can go through them, but some of these might not be something that you normally would do. But your shadow self is trying to tell you to be a bit more, not risk-taking, but a bit more open-minded about where you can find ways to move forward. And I don't really know, I don't think it's specific to, you know, romance or money or anything. I think it's just your, just in a big air quotes, it's your life purpose, it's your path, what you need to do. It's all about that. Because once you find that, you're going to be a lot happier. We also have a Page of Swords, which is the detective in the deck, a little nosy. It can be about stalking people on social media. So because it's in the reverse, I think your shadow self is definitely trying to say, don't just spend so much time on social media, and don't look at other people's lives, because it's not going to be helpful to you. It's not going to help you move forward, because other people's lives are other people's, it's not yours. And we have the Creation, which talks about making plans. Don't be afraid to wish big, but don't just, you know, wish something like, I want to be rich, or I want to be happy forever, because these are big ideas, and well, how do you go doing them? Like, you're not going to wake up tomorrow being rich. You might if you play the lottery, for example, but you need to play the lottery first. I'm not saying you should play the lottery. I'm just saying that if you want, for example, a big house, start thinking about how much money do you have to get that house, what kind of a job you need to do that. You know, find those steps that you can actually take and move forward. And work on that balance. Don't give too much, but don't accept too much either. And let's see your future messages. We have the Seven of Pentacles, impatient, right? The Tower in the reverse, nice. And Six of Cups, but with the action. Okay, so the future. It seems like you will definitely be someone who will take the advice and start making plans, which is great. But the card, the Seven of Pentacles, is trying to tell you, your shadow self, that don't be impatient, because good plans need time to reach success. Because it might be hard, but you need to, you know, remain patient. Don't just expect changing one thing and then think that tomorrow everything is going to be different. It's not going to be like that. But because you're doing the work, you're going to avoid a tower moment. And the tower moment is something where your life is pretty much how to say that, you know, a rug is pulled out of your feet when everything changes suddenly, and it's usually painful. But you're either gonna know that things are gonna change because of all the work you did. You will see what foundation is no longer solid, and you will know which tower is going to fall, and then you can, you know, jump out and find a place to land and start building, because you knew that it's gonna happen. Or you're gonna avoid, because you will find the problems and you can fix them before the thing would reach that moment, which is great. You just need to be a bit more patient, which I know Temperance is all about patience as well. So learning patience is also one of the big messages from your shadow self. And we also have the Six of Cups, which is interesting because it feels so random to be here, because it's about that nostalgic feeling. But it might mean that you will And that's how you're gonna get close to this Tower moment, because you will think about the past too nicely. You know, your lenses are gonna be too rose colored regarding something in your past that needed to be changed, and for a second you will be like, oh, but it's, you know, it wasn't that bad as I think it was. And then you will, you know, experience this, because maybe it's because you're gonna be impatient and you think that, oh, waiting for the new, it doesn't worth it, I'm gonna just, you know, I mean, the old wasn't that bad, how about going back? But then you will realize in time that it's just not your place and not your path anymore. And then you will take action, which is awesome. And taking action, also talking about be brave to take that action, you know, let go of that old, because the new is waiting for you. So see, it's not even random, I just didn't see it at first, now see why it's here. And let's check your advice card. We have Sweet Pea. The comfort of good company heals old hurts. Awesome. So it could be also that you will find some new people, you know, who will treat you better than those in the past that took too much from you, or those you couldn't give enough. And they will help you heal those wounds, and then you can, you know, turn the Sun card up and you will be happy for a longer period of time. So out of the three, this was the one where I felt like the least amount of shadow work is actually needed. I hope it was useful. I hope I will see you in some of my other videos, so please like this video and subscribe. Comment down below if it resonated. Check out Donna's other video, and do let me know how you find this reading, you know, which part was resonating, and all the information is in the description down below. Share this video with others you think might help. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye.